Good evening. When you pop in, say hi, let me know where you're from. I just made myself a cup of coffee, and I guess tonight I will make sure that I was ready, but I was actually going to use my phone tonight because I don't like the quality of this camera that I bought. It is a 1080, but yeah, it's really grainy. But I guess that's what you get when you try to go for the lowest brand, right? And yeah, still try and get. I think my old 720 actually had a clearer picture than this. But where is my book here for my microphone? Oh, it's behind here. I'm sorry. Yeah, I promise I was ready. I was ready to go. I was ready to go. Okay, here we go. Put the microphone up here. Okay, good evening. Say hi when you come in. It's been a busy day for me. I have a bit of an upset stomach. Hello, Nancy. Oh, Nancy. I'm very good. I'm very good. I got lots of news going on here, and yeah, we'll just wait for a few minutes. And oh, look at everybody's popping in now. How awesome is that? Terrific. This is about as fast as it usually goes. Yeah, I had an upset stomach. I cut up some apple here, and I thought, that apple a day keeps the doctor away kind of idea. And I thought, oh, if I have an apple, maybe my stomach will settle down a little bit, right? I've had from where? Just got home from where? I hope you're not going to say the hospital, Nancy, because yeah, I really had high hopes that you were going to be feeling much better. But yeah, let me know. Good evening, Robert. How are you tonight? How's your day been going? I actually threw you a thought too. Oh, Nancy. I hope things get better. I hope things get better. I've been feeling, oh, good, Robert. I've been feeling much better. I've had a really kind of a scrambled bit of a brain going on for the past couple of months, but for the past week, it's been much clearer, like much clearer. I seem so much. Oh, Jennifer's here too. I sound distant. Oh my goodness. Okay, how does that sound? Does that sound any better? Oh, I'm going to send prayers out to you. Cindy's praying now. Never, ever in my whole life did I ever think that like there are times when life got desperate and I'd say, oh, please, God, get me through this, right? But to actually pray, just for the fact of praying, I didn't realize that there was any spirituality in me, right? And I find myself going down that road as of late. And there's an interesting story. I went for a walk earlier in the week, and I walked by an old building I used to walk by all the time, and I always wanted to see the inside of this building. It's a heritage building, really old one, and it was an old Masonic temple. And then later on in the years, somebody bought it and turned it into a house. And when I went for a walk, I saw a sign out in the yard, and it turned out to be, I'm still learning the names, right? Because the names are, it's Bahala, right? And it turned out it's a church, but it's a church that takes all denominations, right? And though I believe in God, I don't have a denomination, right? Because I've never really been practicing in any kind of religion, right? And these people, they welcomed me in, and we had just the most amazing conversation. And I'm just going to show you here. I don't know if this is going to be mirrored. If you can read this, this is the church, and we had a great talk, right? I guess it was a prayer service that they were having earlier in the week, and then they invited me to actual service today, so I dressed up and I went to the service, and they're just such amazing people. And and even though I don't have a religion, they just welcomed me in and they made me feel comfortable. And they asked me lots of questions, and it turns out, I do, everybody knows I do mindset, right? And a lot of them, their teachings are so similar to the mindset that I've been working with for the past couple of years, right? And so it made me even feel more comfortable. And yeah, he actually, one of the gentlemen, he gave me a little prayer book today, right? So after the service, I went up to McDonald's for a cup of coffee, and I was sitting there and I was having a cup of coffee, and I started reading the little hidden words, right? And yeah, I was getting touched with everything, and again having the feelings of how similar, into the mindset. Like, in mindset's not a religion, right? But a lot of the things that they teach you in mindset is part of the teachings in this religion, right? And they take all denominations, Christians and Catholics and Muslims and Sikhs, and you're welcome to worship these denominations, right? But at the same time, they have their teachings, right? And I started following it, and I got halfway in the book, and it hit on exactly thought leadership, right? And I went, oh my gosh, they're actually, in the name of the Lord of utterance, the mighty. So I've just gotten to this part, and it's all talking about what I'm doing, right? Because I want to be a thought leader, right? So it just all tied into what I was doing. So I'm feeling much more comfortable about the spirituality that I'm going into. I never thought that would be something that would interest me, and it's all so new to me. But at least now, I have people to help me walk through it, right? And if my brand's ever becoming successful, right, that maybe this is a denomination that I can give to, right? So. Good evening, Andrew. Wow, everybody's making it in today. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you checked for the stream, Andrew, instead of waiting for your notification, right? Yeah. So I just made a cup of coffee, and I'm sitting here and relaxed, and I'm going to be with you guys today. So, shoot me some questions. I'm open to absolutely anything tonight, I'm a little bit drained because again, it was an emotional day, right? Because it was a day full of all kinds of revelations, right? And then I got home, and then I thought, well, I've got a couple of hours, I can get some studying in, and and I realized that the next week or so is going to be full of what do they call that? Negative and positive potentials, right? So that's telling me it's up to me, right? And I've always known that it was up to me, right? I know that nobody could have, you can steer me in a direction, right? If you can catch my attention, you can steer me into the right direction, but yeah, nobody could help me. This was something that I had to do for myself, right? I had to do the work. Like, nobody could do that work for me, right? And I came to that realization, and yeah, it just made me feel so much better, right? Because it made me feel proud of myself that I actually did the work to be able to get to this point. I couldn't imagine that I would have even thought to even think that spirituality would be a part of my life, that to maybe that I might have that. I think I always had that, right? But I kind of stuffed it down. Yeah, and thank you, Andrew, for sending me those those, I saved it to I have a file for things that my subscribers send me, emails and things, so that I can reflect on the messages and the best wishes, and it's just part of my journey, right? So yes, I saved it. So thank you so much for that information. Like, Andrew, you contributed to me into looking into my spirituality, right? And again, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be a Christian or a Buddha. I know that I won't be a Jehovah Witness. I know that much. So no offense to the denomination, but I do know that won't be one of them. But I am open, and wouldn't it be nice? It's the denomination. And for those of you who just came in late, it's called Baha'is, right? So, and it would be something that I would never have even thought to even consider, right? Because to me, when you see that, I think of, the East Indian culture and stuff, right? But I think he was saying that this religion actually originated from the area in Iran, right? And it was a persecuted religion because what they believe in is all people are the same, right? That no matter what religion you belong to, right? It's all under one God, and that your culture built it in. Now, I don't want to get things wrong, so I'm just not going to go off of my own teachings or anything, right? Because I'm learning this myself, right? But they welcome. It's almost 200 years old. This religion here, and he takes the people that they follow, the gentleman that they follow. Now I can't remember the gentleman's name. Bahala. Now again, I probably pronounced it wrong, right? But yeah, he's combined the teachings of all the different, they call them manifests, right? So it's like, Jesus and Buddha and it's the teachings, right? So yeah, so I'm pretty excited, and they've invited me. It's a special celebration. It's one of the again, I'm going to say teachers, right? Because I haven't got the terminologies right yet, but it's a celebration of I think maybe his birth. Oh, and again, I don't know, so I'm not going to say, but it is a celebration, and they invited me tomorrow night, so I'm going to go to that, right? I've got a lot of catching up, like 58 years old. I know lots of people find religion at all different types of age, right? And I'm not doing this because life is falling apart around me. It was time. I was healed up enough, right? That it's time that I'm able to bring that into me, and because it's there, right? Like I believe, right? So it's there. It's just like, what, right? What's there? Oh, Jennifer's here. Awesome. So everybody, I'm reading the comments. I've got my camera set up right on my computer tonight, right? So I'll be able to actually be looking at you as I'm reading the comments. But jump in if you have any questions. I'm 100% open to anything, right? Even if it's like questions for yourself, right? Because I am going into coaching, right? I think my life experiences and how I taught myself to be the person that I am today rather than the person I was 5 years ago. And a lot of you guys have been with me, those whole 5 years, right? So I'm sure you can see the difference in me today, compared to the person that I was 5 years ago, right? And even though I don't know what's in store for me, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to just be accepting, because I know whatever it is, it's going to be exciting, right? So yeah, so instead of living in the past and living in the future, I'm just going to live right now and just enjoy whatever's coming at me, and right now I'm enjoying everybody's company. So yes, everybody, tell me how you're doing. And actually, I would like to know your denominations, right? If you're willing to let me know. I know Andrew is a Christian, but I'm not quite sure what denomination Andrew is, right? Yeah, I would be interested in knowing. I know he's a Christian, but I don't know what denomination. And I do know that William is evangelical, right? Yeah. Oh, Christian. Oh yes, yes. I remember in our conversation when I came to visit, right? I do remember you telling me, how have you been doing, Kim? How did your operation go? Did it go okay? The carpal tunnel, right? Is what you had? You had carpal tunnel. Did it go well? Are you healed up from that? I hope so. And yeah, Nancy's home now, so I hope. Oh, evangelical also. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so no way. Drawing with the same hand? With the same hand were you drawing? Wow, right? Medicine has advanced so much, in the past few decades, right? Yeah. I have true faith in doctors, right? Oh, Nancy's Catholic. This is the first time that I was telling them, right? Like this is the first time, well, I got married in a church, right? And I kept that as a holy day because the day was so special to me, right? But other than that, I have not been to church since I was a little kid, right? My Uncle Ted, who was my mother's, we called him Uncle Ted, he was my mother's cousin. We have a lot of religious people on my mother's side, like bishops and archbishops and people like that, right? And my mother was religious also, but she was always popping in and out of different denominations. She never really found the denomination that she belonged to, I don't think, right? Even though I wish, and I was giving it some thought this past week too, when my father died, my mother went straight to the church, right? And she found a church and she got super, super involved in this church. And us kids, yeah, I have three sisters. There was the four girls, and we fought with our mother. My mother was in that church for years, and we fought with her like constant. Whenever we saw her, we tried to drag her away from that church, and I think my mother got great solace. My mother really, really, truly loved my dad, and I think she got great solace out of that church. And I feel bad that we pulled her away from that. I'm not going to hold the badness in me, right? But I wish that I didn't push so hard, right? Because that might have been something that would have carried her on, right? Because my mother lived for 25 years after my father died, at least 25 years after my father died. Like, what if that church was supposed to be where she was supposed to be, but because of her daughter's influence, she was taken away from it, right? Yeah. Again, it's the paths we choose, right? Because we eventually got her away from that church, and she never went to church, I don't think, again after that, even though she did make a very close friend out of that. There was a lady named Kay. My mother didn't have any friends, right? So she did make a very, very good friend out of that time in her life. But yeah, I'm not going to feel bad about it, but at the same time, I'm going to make a mental note that if somebody's really passionate about something, right? Like truly, truly passionate, like who am I to take that away from them, right? I'm very passionate about things too, right? And some of the things that I'm passionate about, people don't understand, And, I just got to make sure that I'm strong enough that, to hold true to my beliefs, right? And not to be swayed, to stay positive and stay strong in my beliefs. Yeah, it was interesting. I did give it some thought, right? And again, my post was this morning. Ooh, I think I need to make a post tonight. I think that was my post from last night. I still have a post to do on Instagram tonight. Ooh, that's a good thing I remembered that. But yeah, it was like my post that I posted on my Instagram last night, and it just made me think, the power of people that have influence on others, right? And I understand that I have influence, and even if it's with just a few of you that I influence, I do influence, and everybody should take what I say, right? Take what I say that rings true with you to heart, but if it doesn't ring true to you, like, you got to hold on to your own thoughts, right? What burns inside of you, right? Because everybody has their own truth. So you have to believe like what's true for you, right? Yeah. Oh, let me show you my beautiful top. Oh, this is a top I wanted to wear when I went to Toronto to Evan Carmichael's Thought Leadership Academy. And when I put it on, I could barely get it over my boobs. And when I did get it over my boobs, I had such a great big inner tube going around me. And today I just tried it on, and look at, not even a roll. It fits absolutely perfect. It's now going to be my favorite top until it's absolutely worn out. But I was so pleased because I don't know how much weight I've lost, right? But I guess when I put this on, I knew how much I weighed, and I knew I was about 10 pounds away from being able to get into this top. So that makes me so happy. So yeah, it made me feel good. So when I tried it on, so I just said, oh, I'm just going to leave it on for the rest of the day. But everybody, I want to show you one more thing, but I have to run away for 1 second because it just popped into my head. Do you remember my Christmas coat that I was telling you about that I couldn't even get closed? This is my Christmas coat, everybody. This is a coat my husband went away on tour, right? When he came home from tour, he wanted to go drinking with his friends. And he gave me his credit cards, and he gave me 3 hours to do as much damage on the credit cards as I could. And this was a coat I bought, and it's my favorite coat. But I haven't been able to wear this coat in 25 years. I kept this coat since my marriage fell apart. I have not gotten into this coat. Watch. I can do to lose 5 more pounds, but everybody, I got into my Christmas coat. I love this coat. I'm so pleased and proud of myself. If nothing else, I'm proud of myself for just losing that weight, right? Yeah. But it was a piece of clothing that I saved, right? I saved, and I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. My Christmas coat. So yeah. So I don't have money to dry clean it, but I know I washed it. I think my sister has one of those washing machines. I think it was a Maytag washing machines. Did you know that Maytag makes these little dry cleaning washing machines where you can do your regular laundry, but you can put your pillows and your quilts and your dry cleaning on a cycle, because they have a hose that attaches to your water, right? So it goes right into the dryer, the steam, right? And it has an ionizer inside the dryer. Yeah, Maytag makes that dry cleaning washing machine. So if you are looking for a new washer, right? Yeah, take a look at those, because wow, can you imagine how much money you can save, right? Because you know how expensive dry cleaning is, and yeah, I don't want to put that on my floor, so I'm just going to throw that on my couch over there. Sorry, I just got a little bit distracted there. Yeah, I didn't save much. I threw out lots last year. When I started my diet, I threw out all my big clothes because I said I'm never going to go there again. And then last week I went back into my closet. I got rid of all of it. I got rid of all of it except for this skirt that I'm wearing, because this skirt that I'm wearing was from when I was bigger too, right? But it has a big elastic band on it, and yeah, so I'll be able to wear it for a little bit longer. But yeah, I have to go and buy some clothes. Yeah, soon, right? Yeah. Yeah. But all my sisters have lost weight. All of them. They all look so beautiful, right? Yeah, my sisters are just out. My whole family is just a bunch of beautiful women now. Oh, thank you, Owen, and thank you so much, Owen, for all your work. You know, like I always watch my lives afterwards, right? Because I always find that I go into these kind of flow things, right, where I actually start yapping away, and then sometimes I don't even realize what I'm talking about until after I've watched the live over again, right? And I watch the lives over again because I know I miss comments, right? And when I watched over again, I said, "Oh my gosh, look at Owen! He's just holding up the fort like a crazy man, and he's talking to me, and I'm just so in the flow that I'm not even acknowledging him. Owen, I love you. You're just so amazing. All of you, the way you guys, support me like you do, even when I'm cuckoo and stuff." Yeah, but hopefully that is over and done with, because I don't know why I'm feeling so good. Everything is still falling all around me, but yeah, I feel really good. Tired, but yeah, really good. Yeah. But let's take a look just to see if I've missed it. I can't believe we got Nancy here tonight. I'm just so excited. But again, Nancy, you just got home, right? You just got home. So, if you want to go in the background and just stay in the background, and we know you're there. We know you're there, right? And yeah, you should be resting. You should be resting. And those of us who do have a religion, right? Maybe we can say a prayer for you tonight. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing if we could all just throw Nancy a nice prayer. Let's get Nancy better, right? Yeah. Oh, and Owen promised, like, Christmas party, pajama party. I'm going to make a community post for my YouTube, so that just to remind everybody that on Christmas Eve we are going to have a pajama party for Christmas Eve. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a opening a stocking or anything like that this year. I take it I probably won't. Kathy actually emailed me after my live last week too, and saying, "Cindy, where am I going to send your Christmas card to?" I just said, probably not a good idea to send me a Christmas card, because yeah, I don't know how the situation. I'm optimistic, and I'm sure I'm going to be okay. I'm just not sure if I'm going to be here, right? Oh, Andrew. Yeah. Well, it's going to be late, right? So when you get back from church, just make sure that you pop in just to make sure, right? Because we'll go probably till 9. Oh, for sure, we'll go to at least 10 o'clock, I think, on Christmas Eve, right? Or until I have nobody else watching my live. And I just saw the 2 thumbs up already. Oh, awesome. If you pop in and give me a thumbs up, just because if I get those thumbs ups and those shares, right, then YouTube will promote my channel a little bit, right? And then I'll get more views. Yeah, Nancy, just relax tonight. We know you're there. Yes, Jennifer. Yeah, my sister took the car. My sister took the car. But I'm manifesting because I need a car, right? Like, you know, I was manifesting wrong. I was manifesting for me, right? And I wasn't that's not quite true. I was manifesting for other people, but there were a lot of things that I was manifesting for me. And when you manifest, you're actually supposed to manifest for what you need, right? And yeah. But I do need a car. So I manifested a car, but then I got super optimistic. I got super optimistic and then this morning I said, "Okay, Cindy, if you're going to manifest a car, what kind of car do you want?" Yeah, and I want a red vinyl wrapped sport Jeep. They're expensive. Yeah, they're very expensive because I'd want the great big mud tires and stuff so I could take it through the bush, right? Yeah. And I was looking at another car today, and this car was bulletproof, and they wanted $244,000 for a car. I couldn't imagine buying a car for $244,000. Like you can buy a couple of houses in Winnipeg for that money, right? Yeah. But yeah, because again, I loved my Outlander. Like if anybody's looking for a great vehicle, that Mitsubishi Outlander is an amazing, and especially if you like the outdoors and like camping and stuff, like the way my seats went down and the amount of space that I had for all my gear and my bed, yeah, and it ran so good. Yeah, I really loved my Outlander, but yeah, I'm looking forward to my Jeep now. My favorite car that I ever had, I don't know if anybody remembers, they don't make them anymore, but the Chevy Tracker. Oh my gosh, that little jungle bunny was my favorite little vehicle. Like, and you can get those cheap, right? But the thing is with that one is that the undercarriage, like the frame, is um, after a while its strength goes away, right? So if you were to do a tracker, and I could get one maybe for $500, right? So if I have to buy a secondhand vehicle to get us around so we can get some exploring done and stuff, then yeah, for sure, I can do a tracker. There's still lots of Chevy trackers on the road, and people really don't want, because I think the last year that they made the Chevy tracker was 2004, 2005, right? And yeah, so you can get those little art what do you call them, ATVs? No, RVs, right? You can, no, it's not an RV. What do you call it? Sports utility vehicle. Okay. Yeah, so I know you can get those for $500. So I might look at the tractor again because I really did love that truck. Yeah. But $244,000 for a vehicle, that doesn't make, maybe, if you're like a super millionaire and you were the Pope and you needed something that was bulletproof, right? But when I went to look at SUVs, right? Then yeah, that one just it hit me. I went, "Ooh, is that ever nice?" Right? But then as soon as I saw the price, I said no. And then I looked to see what it had to offer, right? And it had night light, and it had good tires, and it had the bulletproof. But you know what? Who needs those things, right? Like I said, if you're the Pope, maybe. Well, what happened with the tracker is it was from South America, right? And Chevy shared the design rights with who makes CRV, right? Because the CRV and the Chevy Tracker are the exact same vehicle, right? But the Tracker never caught on, right? But the CRV did, right? And they still make the CRVs, even though they look a lot different. But what I like so much about that vehicle is the back. You know how you have the hatch for your groceries and stuff, to put your groceries in? Well, this one opened up like a door in the back. That's what I like so much about that vehicle. But no, they don't. They call it the Trax, right? It's not the Tracker, and it doesn't drive anything like the Tracker. It doesn't look anything like the Tracker. But yeah, I got the Trax, right? Because they said, oh, they just changed the name, right? And yeah, it was a good little vehicle, but it was too small, and yeah, it fell apart. It broke. A car went through an intersection and hit a truck, and then the car like skidded into me, and it took out one of my headlights. And when it did that, it punctured the radiator. So they wrote my entire vehicle off. It was a brand new car, and they wrote it off. And when I looked at the car, it looked like a broken headlight, right? So yeah, it wasn't a sound vehicle. Like, I'm glad that car didn't hit me hard, right? That car could have hit me hard because it hit me right on the driver's side too in the corner. So yeah, if that truck hadn't been going like this, right? That vehicle might have hit me, right? So yeah. Again, what do you call that? It was a positive potential that happened, right? Because it could have been a negative potential, but it changed right at the last second, and it hit the big truck instead. And the big truck hardly had any damage onto it, right? Like, my vehicle hardly had any damage, but yeah, their vehicle, the one that went through the stop sign, right? Yeah, they got their vehicle. They ended up in a big snowbank, all flipped over, or not, it wasn't flipped over, but yeah, way up on a high bank. Oh, a Chevy Spark. Yeah, that's a little car, isn't it? Ah, yeah, just perfect. You can get into those parking spots, right? Those little parking spots. Yeah. Yeah, Jennifer, that's what they call the tracker now. They call it the tracks, but it's nothing like the tracker at all. Because the old tracker kind of looked like a Jeep a little bit, right? Yeah. But I love the Jeeps, right? Because Trisha Paytas has a J Wagon, right? And a pink one, and hers is beautiful. I loved it from the first time that I saw her tracker, right? I loved it. Yeah, and I love Trisha too. She's got such a big heart, right? And yeah. I love Barbara Streisand. She was one of my favorite singers as a young adult, right? I had all her albums. That album Guilty that she did with the Bee Gees, right? You know, with Barry Gibb. I think she just did it with Barry Gibb. Yeah, that I love Guilty. I think I bought that album. Yeah, I think I bought the cassette, and then I bought the album, then I bought the album again because it got all scratched, and then I bought the cassette, and then I bought the CD. Yeah, I like Barbara Streisand. You're right there. 1.4 million. I actually went today, to see a friend of mine. He was at the bar, and he has to go to the doctor this week to get some news, and I went to cheer him up. I told him, oh, it's going to be good news. Yeah. So I got to make sure that I put some good thoughts so that doctor does give him the good news that he needs, right? Because he's been having a long illness too, right? Like a long one, and it's been weighing heavy on his brain, like, for a long time, for over a year, right? He's been struggling with this, and he hasn't been able to move on, with his life or anything. So, he's going to get the word this week. So yeah, so I'm keeping positive thoughts for my friend Johnny too, right? So that he stays nice and healthy, and yeah, he's got a shot at, a little bit of happiness too. Decadent. That's a word I haven't heard in a long time, right? Yeah, I'm ready for a little bit of decadent. Yeah. I need to pamper myself. I do. I do realize that, right? But I'm a little bit of a late bloomer in my categories that I've been working on, right? Like, you know, I'm studying to be a thought leader. And I did that change, not realizing that it was going to be a passion of mine, and I did that change just this year. So I had a lot of studying to do, and a lot of work, and I put a lot into it. Like I put a lot into it, and I had a lot of support. Oh my gosh, like, yeah, I wish I could have said thank you. Like, I knew they were always there in the background, right? And I knew I was getting that. I could feel the encouragement. I could feel them there, right? And for me, that's that it kept me going, right? It kept me going. But yeah, I'm nowhere as close to being caught up, but I don't think I'm positive. I'm positive I'm on the right track now. I'm positive. I had to make some heartbreaking. I had to make some heartbreaking moves. Just not for people that I love, but for myself too. Right? I lost lots too. I lost lots, but I would have lost even more. I would have lost even more if I hadn't made those decisions, right? Because I would have just kept repeating myself. Like I had to move on, right? Even if I don't get to what I want or where I want to be or where I need to be or where I know I should be, right? you know, at least I'm in the right direction. At least I know I can still keep moving. And even if I don't achieve my dreams, right? I'll achieve new dreams because, it's a matter of just choosing the paths that I want to go down, right? I've just, you set more goals, right? So, somebody just said that it's important to set goals, but don't make those goals, so far away, that make short-term goals, because as you progress in your thoughts and in your feelings and in the changes in the way that you live, then you've made allowances there that you can go down those other paths if you have to, right? So yeah, I'm curious. I'm so curious to see where things are going to take me. But like I said, I still have lots of work to do. But yeah, I I went big. I set big goals, right? I set big goals, right? But realizing that I did set those goals really big makes it so I don't feel so bad that I don't achieve them, right? It's just, carry on, right? I'm going to fail in so many aspects, and I have failed in so many aspects of my life, right? And I'm going to fail in a whole bunch more of aspects in my life, right? Life is just a learning curve, right? You're just a spectator, right? You just have to be present and enjoy the moments, right? Because you don't know when those moments are going to be gone or when those people are going to be gone, right? You don't know. You just have to be thankful that they were there when you needed them, right? Just like I'm thankful for all of you guys. Like, yeah, I'm so very, very thankful for all of you, right? For sticking with me the way that you did. It's it has been a bumpy ride. It has been a bumpy ride, and yeah, I'm just so happy to be, in the right direction. Oh, I can't believe how close I was to being in the wrong direction. Like I know I've got to be a surprise to lots of people, right? I know I've got to be, because I'm a surprise to myself, like for sure. Like I didn't know that any of this, it was even a possibility, right? Yeah, let me take a sip of my coffee. Everybody take a coffee sip break, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is, yeah, I'm done with the crying fest. Well, I can't say I'm done with the crying fest. I'm just naturally an emotional person. But I think those crying will be, because I feel it, right? Like when I cry, it's like a fond memory or, a sadness, but a sadness that I'm okay with letting go because it's going to put me, in a better place, right? So that crying is not coming from a desperate place. And I'm excited to go through those old videos, right? And take clips of my bawling sessions and then, take clips of maybe where I'm being a little bit more insightful, and just to see so everybody can see the big changes that I put in myself, right? Because there are people that are coming in and following me now that weren't with me, and a lot of those lives, like they were so desperate and scary and self-deprecating and embarrassing and shameful. And yeah, I wish I never unsubscribed. And I'm sure I can make those public again, but I think it would be better for me just to, I've got them all downloaded that I'll just use them to edit and make little clips. I've got some great apps now that will help me do and make those clips, right? Because it's important to see, how far I've come in my travels, right? Like I said, I've got a long way to go. Oh, can you see? This is Evan's book. He signed it for me when I went to Toronto. I just saw it on the screen here, and I went, oh, it shows up really, really nice there. And see, and I got my little believe on the wall there. You can't see my Prairie Dodgers. I guess I didn't raise the camera enough, but yeah, just a little bit different angle. It looks much better. What do you think? Does it look better? Does the camera look better sitting to my monitor than it did sitting on my tripod? Let me know in the comments if it's better. The flute. Oh, I need to find out about that flute. Yeah, that was Tracy's husband that was going to be doing that for me. Yeah. It might come in my Christmas stocking if Tracy, comes with a Christmas stocking. But yeah, Nancy, I can't promise anything there. But yeah, now that it's in my mind, now I have to find somebody else. I might, because he's got the wood, right? I gave it to him, right, to do for me. But if I'm not going to be spending any time with them, then maybe I have to get another piece and have somebody else drill that in for me. Yeah, I have a drill, but it doesn't hold a charge, right? But I can pull it out. I think I might have an electric drill that maybe I can do it for myself if I have a 11-inch drill bit, because I only need an 11-inch drill bit, and then I could do it myself, right? But I just thought because he's so handy dandy, he wouldn't split my wood, right? Because I wanted to use that particular piece of wood. Oh, can I show you? I have something else to show you. Oh, where did I put it? Here it is. Here it is. And Owen, don't forget that I have your stick too. I still haven't picked up the lacquer for it. I am sorry, but I haven't forgotten about it. Remember I told you our big storm that we had, like the big one where Manitoba had 10% of their trees damaged? I got this beautiful, beautiful oak tree. Like it's a hardwood, right? They're going to be hard to cut into. So I don't know what kind of designs I can do. But I was thinking these two would be walking staffs. Look at the big knot here. So I'm going to be able to make a handle for this one, right? Yeah, but because it's a walking staff, I think maybe there'll be a nice spot for a water bottle or, something to dangle from there. But yeah, I'm going, and that will be from the storm. And actually what I'm going to do with those is maybe I'll give it to conservation after I've made those sticks. I will maybe give it to Fort White Center or something, and maybe they can auction them off for, donations for the center, right? Yeah, that would be, yeah, I'll do some kind of charity. I'll give it to some charity to auction. I am trying not to worry about anything these days. Yeah. And I'm not sure if it's healthy not to worry because I have to figure out something, right? Because yeah. But no, Nancy, I have not forgotten. You're going to get that flute one way or another. I promise. I promise you're going to get that flute. I wish I could have had that for you in the mail for Christmas, right? Wouldn't that have been lovely if you had gotten that for Christmas? And while you're getting better, you would have something to learn. Do you play a flute at all? Would that be something you would be able to pick up on, with a little bit of practice? How's your breath? Do you have are your lungs healthy that maybe, because wouldn't that be wonderful for you if you could, just have something, when you're not able to get out and about, that you have something to entertain yourself and practice, right? Oh, isn't that interesting? Oh, terrific, terrific. Yeah, lungs are healthy. I know when I was 18 years old, was I 18? No, I think I was 17 years old. I got really, really sick for about 6 months. I had bronchitis, like really serious, serious bronchitis. It never got checked or anything. And yeah, I used to get in trouble because I would hack so hard it would keep everybody awake and everything. But yeah, it turned out that I had bronchitis, but it turned to chronic bronchitis, and because it was untreated, right? Like it was just a bad cough. It wasn't a cold. It was just a really, really bad cough, and I guess I hurt my lungs, right? And so every for decades after that, whenever I get a cold, I'd have to be very, very careful because then I would end up with these bad coughs for a couple of months, right? That would just drive everybody crazy, right? Including myself because I couldn't sleep, right? Because you'd be up all night just hacking away. And I have not had any bronchitis symptoms in probably 20, 25 years for sure, right? So, yeah. So again, see, I made my apples, haven't eaten any apples, they're going brown here, and I said I was gonna take a sip of my coffee, and I never took a sip of my coffee, and oh, so you are doing breathing treatments. That's exactly like what happened to me, Nancy. Yeah, it was exactly what happened to me. And to have that cough and keep everybody up, and all they did was scream at me and yell at me, right? Because I was keeping them awake. But if they had sent me to the doctor, I'm sure the doctor would have recognized it for what it was, right? But yeah, it was very close to the end. I think I ended up walking to the clinic or something for something else, and they told me that I had bronchitis, and I said, "Oh, I'm feeling much better. You should have seen me 6 months ago, or whatever, however long it was, right?" I think it was pretty close to 6 months that I was sick with bronchitis. Yeah, the doctors told my mom that Manitoba would be a good place to live because of the dry air here, right? So I know dry air is very, very good. I think that maybe that's why, seniors like to go to Arizona, right? In the wintertime from Winnipeg because it is so dry there, right? Oh, oh, really, Nancy? Well, then I have to send a prayer that way too. Holy moly. Yeah, health issues. Mm. I expect that I will get some health issues at some point. This is funny, right? Because, I had it in my head because I know I have these feelings, right? That I'm a healer, right? But I think I'm a healer of emotions, right? I'm not sure if I'm a healer physically, like I can physically heal, right? But I think being a healer can be. Sorry, my chair's not sitting properly here. Let me just fix this. I think I'm a healer of emotions and not a healer, but it doesn't stop me from trying. So yesterday I took my glasses off and I kind of went into a meditative state here. I like to meditate at my desk, right? And I put my hands over my eyes and I said, "Oh, Cindy, you can see perfect. You can see perfect." And I for 20 minutes I just concentrated on my eyes. And I actually half expected that I took my hands away from my eyes that I would have perfect eyesight. It wasn't the case, but if I can't heal my eyes, I do believe in healers, right? So maybe I can find somebody that can work on my eyes. It would make me so happy if I didn't have to wear glasses, right? I, yeah, I started wearing glasses when I was 27 years old. I was 27 years old and I went into glasses immediately from not wearing any glasses at all straight into a heavy duty prescription, right? Yeah. It's the condition for my eyes is an Eastern European condition, right? So Eastern European, so that's like Russia, that area, maybe Mongolia, but yeah, it's a condition that's very common. And he says, "Oh, you must have some Russian or Eastern European in you." And I always thought like I was a blue blood, right? Like because all our ancestors on both sides are English, right? But yeah, maybe they married into different countries, for peace and stuff like that to keep alliances with different countries. And yeah, maybe I do have some Russian in me. Yeah, the blonde in the family comes from somewheres. The blonde and the blue eyes, right? It comes for somewheres. And my blue eyes, um, blue eyes are not common because my mother had dark, dark, dark brown eyes, almost black, right? Her eyes were very, very dark. And my dad had blue eyes, right? But brown eyes are dominant, right? And me and my sister Carolyn both ended up with blue eyes, right? So yeah, don't know how that happened because we all should have had brown eyes, right? I checked into LASIK surgery about 25 years ago, and they said because of my astigmatisms that the because and laser surgery just was invented at that time, right? So I don't have the money to look into it because even then it was very expensive, right? But I know they have payment plans now, but I didn't have the money to check into it. But I would definitely, no question, right? I'm sure it's advanced enough now that they probably can do laser surgery for my eyes. That would be very exciting at some point, right? If I could have laser surgery on my eyes, because yeah, I really would like to, you know, it would be good self-esteem. If I have to stain my glasses, not a big deal, right? Just I like the square frames, right? Like the circle frames. I did the John Lennon style glasses for the while, those little round ones. I did those for a while, and then I did the oval ones, but I like the square lenses, right? And I like the silver, right? I like the silver across because I don't really have eyebrows because I'm so blonde, right? Like I've never had eyebrows. Well, they're there, but they're blonde, right? So you don't see them. And same with my eyelashes, right? And I stopped wearing mascara. Oh, I can't even remember when I gave up mascara. Yeah, I don't wear very much makeup at all, right? A little bit of foundation and I like lipstick, so I'll wear lipstick too, right? So but my hair, I like colors in the hair, right? And yeah, the pink is almost growing out, and my sisters didn't like it, right? They said, "Cindy, just go back to just being blonde," right? But I like the cotton candy pink in the bangs. I do like it. So I think I think I'm going to do it again. Yeah. But it's me, right? It's my decision, right? You shouldn't listen to, other people, to say, oh, that doesn't look good, right? Because sometimes, it's not, because when people are down about themselves, they kind of sometimes want to bring others down because it makes them feel better too, right? Misery likes company. So it's important to do what you want to do and how you feel, right? But yeah, the oxygen, yeah, let's get you off that tank of oxygen and yeah, get you moving around and yeah, you are done. Like there's no question. Next summer is no hospitals next summer at all, Nancy. That is that's just not going to be acceptable to me. Just not acceptable. Yeah, my eyes are sometimes, and especially if it's late, right? Like I have these my what do you call that? The iris part kind of goes like a line, like a lizard. It's kind of when I look myself in the mirror and I go, holy moly, Cindy, where did those guys come from? Right? They just the way they narrow, they just almost look like lizard eyes, right? But yeah, normally my eyes are like a powder, almost a powder blue, right? It depends on how dark my irises are, right? Because sometimes my irises are dark blue and sometimes they're a little bit lighter blue. But yeah, I was actually thinking about that too, if if I were to come back and I needed an avatar, to what would I want to look like, and I'm okay with the way I look like, I'm okay. I would like to have blue eyes, I thought, because I do like blue eyes, right? I would like to have my blue eyes, but other than that, yeah, yeah, I'm happy just to be who I am, right? No, it's not try, Nancy. You won't be. You won't be in the hospital. Yeah, there's no try, no hope. It's just not gonna happen. It's just yeah. And now that it's winter, Nancy, right? Now it's not gonna make you feel bad that you're not out there, right? Because you don't want to be out there in the winter time anyway. So it's gonna be feel you'll feel much better about having to stay in. You're not going to feel so bad. So, wonderful, Nancy. Wonderful. I promised myself that I was going to do Christmas this year. I went in and found some Christmas bulbs and I pulled out my little Christmas elf but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be here at Christmas. So I said, well, do I put up those Christmas? Do you guys think I should put those Christmas decorations up? And just say, hell, I'm just going to plant myself. I'll just plant myself and make them drag me out of my apartment, right? And yeah, at least then I can guarantee that I will be here. I'm sure nobody would kick anybody out at Christmas. Yeah, maybe that's something I should do. I think it would make me feel optimistic, right? If I did pull up, I have a little Christmas tree in the locker and some ornaments, and yeah, I think I'm going to. I said I was going to decorate for Christmas, so yeah, I'm decorating for Christmas. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow. That will make me feel good. Yeah. That will make me feel really good because I didn't do Christmas since like in my own home. I have not done Christmas in since my marriage fell apart. Was that when I came back to Winnipeg in 1997, right? That's how long I put myself on hold. Yeah, and I never did Christmas after that, right? But this year, yes, definitely. Tomorrow. What day is Thanksgiving Day, Jennifer? Yeah, I don't know what day. Is it November 25th? Would it be November 25th? Would it be like 1 month from Christmas? Oh, this Thursday. Oh, okay. Okay. So less than a month from Christmas. Wow, two holidays within 30 days. That is interesting, right? Why, Nancy? Why won't you have a channel come January? Why won't you have your channel? Why? I know they have some new regulations, about you know having your content has to be. But did you make content that was not good for children? I mean, you can check the box, right? Yeah, I might have to go over those guidelines again because it doesn't seem to me that there was anything on your channel that would interfere with those new guidelines. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Now you have me curious, Nancy. So yeah, I will check into that. I'm going to make a note right now. Oh. Well, then check the box, Nancy. Just check the box. Check the box, right? My channel is not for children under 18. Really? Oh, I feel so bad for you two. For them, they're taking the brunt for everybody, right? They're doing all that work, trying to save as many channels as they can, right? Instead of taking you down, they give you those options to pull the videos. But maybe you can did you download the videos? Can you then re-upload them and then categorize them under for over 19? Yeah, interesting. Yeah, they haven't asked me to take any of my videos down, but I checked the box that my none of my videos are for children under 18, right? Yeah. But I know lots of urban explorers are going to suffer now, right? Because it's the urban explorers, they depend on those kids, right? To watch their videos. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, so I know that the channels that I'm associated with, the urban explorers that I still associate myself with, they have other interests, like my friend Wayne from Colliding Planets. He's doing metal detecting videos now. I am so excited for him. I just love metal detecting, so I'm really glad that he did that to add on to his channel. So now he's got some good content, right? And then Ian from Exploring with Me and him are going. He's taking me camping in the Netherlands in August of 2021. We have made plans for 2 weeks, right? If we can manage to do it next August, we can, right? But I need time to get my own stuff together, right? There's lots of money I need to invest in my own life that I set a long term 2 year goal, and he's gonna take me camping. He's gonna pick the place that he's gonna take me, and yeah, I'm going to take a whole month off, and I'm going to go to the Netherlands, and I'm going to spend a couple of weeks with him, and he's going to show me his world, and then I'm going to spend 2 weeks, and I would love to see Scotland. I would love to see some castles, and I would love to see Italy. I would love to go to Rome. I would love to go to Venice, right? I would love to go see some beautiful architecture, right? And see some of those amazing churches, right? And I would love to see and experience some of that. I've never been to Europe, right? I've never been, right? I would love to do a little bit of traveling. Like I know I can travel online, right? But just if I could just one time even just experience going overseas and have that freedom, right? That would just be absolutely amazing. Yeah. So I think I would love to go to Italy, and I would love to go to Scotland, right? And then any countries, getting in between those two countries, and there's a big span of them, right? So yeah, maybe I can get one of those travel passes on the trains, and then I can jump off and off the trains, Yeah. So it's going to be exciting. Yeah, I set the goal, and and from now on, if I make a promise, I have to keep my promises, right? And that's a promise to myself. So the promises to myself are the most important of all my promises, right? So yeah. Ashley. Oh, maybe that's a trip, right? That me and your dad can do. I know your dad. My brother-in-law is Scottish, right? And this is Ashley's my niece, everybody. She's in the comments here now, and she's the lady who gave me the money so that I could go to Toronto, everybody. She's the one that helped me fulfill my dream of going to Toronto. That was Ashley. I took her mom for a drive, and she got in the car, and yeah, she gave me the gas money so that I could go to Toronto. That's my beautiful, beautiful niece Ashley. I just love my niece Ashley. Yeah, she's just an amazing, amazing lady. She's in university right now. She's in her second year of university, and yeah, she's the first one in my family, right, that has gone to recent history. I'm sure, because of our background and our ancestors, right? We have a family tree that goes all the way back to the 14th century. My sister has it, right? I would love to get a copy of that. Ashley, we should get copies of that, right? So that we can do research on the names, right? Because I would be very interested to know what their occupations were. Obviously, thought leaders, right? Because a lot of them were bishops and archbishops, so they would have obviously been, philosophers and thought leaders, right? Yeah, I know my nanny was a mystic, right? I know she did seances and stuff. My nanny, which we called her nanny, she was my grandmother on my dad's side, right? And I know my grandmother on my mother's side had some Cree or Ojibwe in her. So yeah, I think like Scottish and Indigenous fur trading. I think in that area because she came from the Toronto, Ontario area, right? So I don't know what the Indigenous tribes were in that area, but we do have some Indigenous. I think that's where those dark eyes come from, right? That my mom had because remember my grandmother also on my mother's side also had those very like her eyes were so dark that you couldn't see the irises. They just like black, right? Yeah, that was my mother's and my grandmother. But that could have been from the indigenous, bloodline, right? Yeah, I didn't realize that I was such a Heinz 57 too, right? Like I just thought we were blue blood, right? Because we have our family tree from my mom's side, right? But I guess in between the marriages, they don't take because they just take the one bloodline and just follow the family tree down the one bloodline, but they don't take into consideration the branching offs, right? Like the wives that they marry and stuff, their ancestries, right? Yeah, so yeah, like maybe we can get that done. Ashley, maybe you can work on that. Yeah, I'll talk to your mom. Your mom will get that a copy of that because we did have a big poster size for the wall, right? But I think when my mother passed away, it accidentally got thrown away. But a couple of years ago, they were going through some papers and they found a smaller version of the poster one, right? They found a smaller a smaller one, right? So if we can get that photocopied, I would love a copy of that because I would like to go through the bloodline just to see, right? I'm very curious because there's a lot of what's in me. Like I was doing some research this week, and it turns out that did you know that you are actually your grandmother's child and not your mother's child? Did you know that? Did you know that your mom was born with her eggs already when she was born? Like she was born with her eggs. So technically, you are your grandmother's child, right? And the children that your children have are actually your children, right? Because your children are born with their eggs already, right? And those eggs are, you and your husband's contribution. Did you know that? Yeah, like I heard about that, but I just took it as information like decades ago. I knew that, but then when I came across it again this past week when I was looking at eugenics and I was looking at epigenetics and I was looking at etiquette and stuff, right? And like, and it actually came across that and I went, isn't that amazing that I am actually my grandmother's daughter, right? Or my grandmother's daughter, right? Because it's the mother and the father's contribution, and then the contribution is the eggs, right? So yeah, I thought that was so amazing. So I actually have, not just ancestors, but their actual blood connection is with my grandmother. I had a tighter connection with my grandmothers than what I thought, right? I didn't really know. My younger sister remembers my grandmother on my mother's side very much better than I do. I only remember a couple episodes of meeting my grandmother on my mother's side, but I do know that she was diabetic and she was blind and she was in a wheelchair and she had lost both her legs, right? But I only remember meeting her one time in the house in her chair and then seeing her once in a bed when she was already being nursed, right? She was in nursing already, in a rooming house, right? So and those were the only two times. But yeah, my younger sister remembers her perfectly, right? Yeah, I remembered a sad episode this week. I was trying to think back how far can I remember, right? And I don't really remember too much before I was 6 years old, but I do remember one episode I came across a photograph and it was my uncle Herbie, right? And I don't remember him either. He committed suicide like as a young adult, right? About a year or two after I was born. So I don't remember him, but I found a picture of him holding me up in the air, right? And I can just see the terror on my face, and he's just holding it up with one hand, right? Up in the air, and I looked like I was about maybe a year old, maybe a year and a half old, right? And I had an instant memory. Yeah, it was not a good memory, but I remembered it, right? So I do have one memory. I was able to go back to about a year and a half, but yeah, it was only that one memory. Other than that, yeah, I don't remember anything before maybe 5 or 6 years old. But yeah, it would, and so I was trying to get because I had the picture and I left the picture sitting on my desk here, and I was just concentrating and looking at it every once in a while, wondering why somebody would do that, right? That it happens so much, right? Like I don't know a lot of people in my lives that have passed away, but yeah, just oh well. I was thinking about it, and it would have been nice if I had gotten to meet my Uncle Herbie. He was a very handsome man, right? He was a very handsome man, and he was smiling. And I remember my dad saying, how they were good friends, and yeah, I would have liked to have known them. And I didn't really get to know the uncles on my mother's side too. Remember, I said that they were both over 600 pounds, right? And my grandmother on my other side was over 500 pounds also at one point, but when she had a heart attack, right? And then she got really, really, really skinny after that, right? And yeah, she was a happy lady. I remember how much I loved her, right? Me and my friends, we all loved my nanny, right? She was very buoyant and happy, and yeah. German, Irish, and Swedish. A little bit of Heinz 57 too. Yeah, I will. We'll give it to Adrian. Adrian's like Sherlock Holmes. Remember what he did, finding all out about on Dad's side when we gave him Dad's family tree, right? And then he got all that information on everybody. Yeah, maybe we could do the same with my mom's family tree, and he could do that for us and get us all that information, right? Yeah, got to utilize other people to do some stuff, right? Because yeah, I've got tons to do. Yeah, I feel much better now. My stomach was very, very upset. Like right before I did the live, right? I went, oh my gosh, like I'm just not feeling good at all. You know, I had some eggs, right? And I think probably I shouldn't have eaten eggs right before I decided to go live because instantly my stomach went upset. What nationality are you, Nancy? Yeah. I would say maybe Nancy's Italian or yeah, I would say maybe Italian. I remember seeing on one of your grocery hauls. I think I saw you in one of your grocery hauls, I think. I'm thinking I did. You had dark hair. Yeah, I think I did. And what nationality are you, Andrew? I would love to know. Really? How interesting is that? Sounds so exotic. And black, yeah, Blackfoot's in that area. Yes, I could see that. I could see that. Are you practicing at all? Do you practice at all or know the languages, or has that been lost to you? I would be curious to know that. I would be curious. Yeah, she's such a smart lady. Yeah, I love Nancy. Everybody, we got less than 10 minutes left. Wow, did that time ever go fast tonight? It's nice to have a conversation. I don't think I was off doing my own thing. I tried to be present today with everybody. Yeah. Oh, and I still have an Instagram post. I don't know what I'm going to talk about on my Instagram. Yeah, maybe I'll do a little video tonight for my Instagram. I haven't done that. I've been because when I go deep into my studies and stuff, it gets a really draining emotionally. And then I think, well, if I'm going to do a video, then I might not come off. The emotions might show a little bit. And yeah, on my Instagram, I want it all optimistic, right? All optimistic. It's still deep, right? But it's all thought leadership stuff, right? That's what I want on my Instagram. But I get to show off my landscapes too, right? All my landscapes from all my explorers. Yeah. Would they normally not get along, the Blackfoot and the Cherokee? On the norm, that wouldn't have been a good combination. Like it would be like a Romeo Juliet kind of situation. Is that what you're saying there, Nancy? Yeah, my husband was French, right? He was an Acadian, like from New Brunswick, and like I guess his family was all scooted during the wars. They were sent down south, and then they. Oh, okay, so it was. Ah, Like personally enemies? Okay, so it was a Romeo Juliet kind of situation. Okay. Ah, but see, that's love then is in the end, isn't it? Yeah. See, you gotta ignore, right? You gotta ignore. You gotta do what the heart wants to do, right? I follow my heart. I follow my heart all the time. Yeah, I never lost sight of it for a moment. Well, maybe a couple of times, but I came back right away. Yeah, wow. Yeah, so that's interesting for me to know that I have a little bit of indigenous in me too, right? But I would like to know uh, because I know the bands that were in the area that she lived, right? So I knew it could have been Mohican, but I saw the last of Mohicans, so she was born after that, so I would assume that it wouldn't have been Mohican, but it would have been Assiniboine, or it would have been Cree in that area. Again, it could have been like you, Nancy, maybe a little bit of both, right? You know. But yeah, so once I get those, well, maybe not because yeah, I might not be able to get. But from the name, right? Her last name was Freeman, right? Freeman, right? So maybe there's some black in me too, right? Because the slave owners used to give names like that, right? And if and because of the underground railway, what if somebody came through the underground railway and then just picked up the name Freeman, right? Because now he's a free man, right? Because of the slave. Isn't that interesting? Maybe I have black in me too, right? Yeah, we should all try and track a little bit, of our ancestry, right? Because we're going to understand a little bit better, about the illnesses that are running rampant in our families and things. Like I said, I'm very lucky to have such great health. Even my sisters don't have great health, right? They all look terrific but yeah, I was very blessed not to have those health issues, right? Yeah. And being such a big girl too, right? I should have had some serious ones, but I had. I'm going to get to that comment because I saw just the quick word Quakers, and I'm very interested about the Quakers. I would love a piece of Quaker furniture, but 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 I've lost the thought already, so we might as well just go to Andrew's comment. Oh, now isn't that interesting, Andrew? Yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking, that how right the Mennonites and the Hutterites, they get a lot of things right? About because they're able to keep their values within a community, right? And I got that thought in my mind because of this new denomination that I've been looking into, right? I'm going tomorrow night for a celebration, right? Like a religious celebration tomorrow night. They welcomed me in, and they're so nice, right? And even to give me this time to discover on my own, if I'm going to do spirituality and if I'm going to pick a denomination, I haven't, and I'm not going to pick a denomination unless I truly, truly feel it in my heart, right? But it's so wonderful that maybe that I found a denomination that is willing to spend some time with me, to teach me, to see and let me feel it out, to see if it's someplace where I want to be, right? Yeah, so I was lucky that way because I could have walked into, maybe a religion that wouldn't have been suited for me, right? That I took on because I needed to take it on, right? This way I have an opportunity to explore different types of denominations, right? And not make that choice now and still be welcomed. So it quite possibly I might be a buy high, right? That's what they call the fellowships, the members of this denominations are buy highs, right? So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, and I'm glad. I'm so, and it was fate for me to walk by that building that night, right? To, and to hold that thought in my head to check it out, It wouldn't have been anything close to what I would have done even a year ago. Even a year ago, if you had suggested it to me, I would have been adamant, not a chance. No way, no way, no religion in my life at all. But yeah, I'm open to it and open to making friends, right? Open to making physical friends that I can spend time with, right? But again, and I let them know I had trust issues, right? Like, that, and they were willing to be patient and take their time with me, right? So yeah, and I appreciate that, I appreciate all the help that I've gotten and all the support, and you guys might not get those thank yous, but it's not like I don't notice, right? I feel the love. Like I always felt that you guys were there for me, right? So thank you very much, everybody, right? Thank you so much for hanging out with me. What time is it now? It's 9 o'clock. It's time for us to say goodnight, everybody. Yeah, that was nice chit chatting. I still have to, I'm not even sure if I'm going to have to go over this slide. I think I'll just go in and put my tags on it and, do the thumbnail up proper and just leave it as it is because, yeah, I think I caught every single comment tonight. Ashley, thank you so much for popping in and joining us tonight, too. I know she always pops in to say hi, but yeah, I actually saw that she was joining in on the conversation. Nancy, I want you to take care of yourself this week. Relax, right? Relax. Yeah. Breathe deeply and do something that you absolutely love. And yeah, I'm going to throw some thoughts your way, and I hope some of the people, in the viewership tonight is going to throw some lovely thoughts your way too. And yeah, everybody, Jennifer, thank you so much. Owen, thank you so much. Holding up the fort as usual. And Andrew, love you to death. And I expect that you're going to email me soon. So I expect for you to give me some insight. And yeah, he's been doing that. And yeah, William didn't show up tonight. Isn't that strange? Or maybe William's in the background tonight. Maybe he didn't feel. But anybody who just wants to pop in the background just to say hi. And, before you guys leave, if you wanted to give me a thumbs up or want to share out my live tonight, that would be terrific. We can get that out there, because I do appreciate it all, right? Because every week I notice that my views get a little bit more, right? Even on my lives. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a little bit of work done and getting back on my feet. And yeah, wouldn't it be neat if Cindy could take us on a snowmobile explore, right? Yeah, let's manifest a snowmobile because we need it for winter. We need a snowmobile for winter because then I can get out to the fields, right? Then I can get out there. Well, then I would need the truck too and the trailer to haul the snowmobile too. Okay, we'll hold off on the snowmobile. We won't manifest the snowmobile. We'll manifest the truck, right? We'll be happy if we can just get out there and get some exploring. I've got my sticks to work on this summer. I've got some books. Hey, before we go, everybody, can we? Let's see what Cindy's got today. We all intend to be perfect, but none of us are. If only we could all see each other as we intend to be instead of as who we are. Isn't that a good one to end? Everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next Sunday, one way or another. Bye-bye.